What's up everyone? Today I'm showing you how to make blood orange marmalade with Mexican cane sugar, also known as piloncillo, also known as panela. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. This is Mexican Cooking Academy, where we celebrate Mexican food culture. Over the last 4 years, I've developed an intense passion for Mexican food, and in September of 2020, I decided to make a move down from California to Mexico and bring the food to the rest of the world. And that's what we're doing today. Today I'm making a variation on my blood orange marmalade with some Mexican ingredients. And in this particular case, we are using panela or piloncillo, which is raw, unprocessed cane sugar combined with cinnamon. Blood orange marmalade is one of my favorite marmalades because in general, I don't even like marmalades, but this one is actually really good. Blood oranges themselves are quite interesting because they have a distinction of having a raspberry-like flavor in addition to all the citrusy flavors that oranges normally have. The flesh develops its characteristic maroon color when the fruit ripens overnight in colder temperatures. Goes without saying, but for this recipe, you're going to need some oranges, and you're going to need some blood oranges. In fact, we need 3 pounds or 1.5 kilos of blood oranges. We also need 800 grams of unfiltered raw cane sugar, or you can use brown sugar plus a cinnamon stick if you like. One note on the fruit to sugar ratios. So this recipe and whatever you end up using is 1-to-1 ratio more or less of sugar to fruit. And it's best to weigh your oranges to figure out your ratio after you've taken off the rind and the skin, because then you're actually talking about the flesh rather than the rind, which you're not going to be using. As always, you'll find this recipe down in the description. And while you're there, hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out, and it lets you know whenever there's new content being posted. Start by peeling the skin off the oranges, and be careful to only get the orange part and not the white part, because the white part is very bitter and we don't want that in our final marmalade. So we're going to discard all of the white stuff, and we're just going to keep the zest that's on the orange itself. With the skin removed, the next step is to chop it into small pieces, and you can cut them down as little or as big as you like. Next, what you want to do is take all that chopped zest and add it to 6 cups of boiling water, and you're going to boil that for 30 minutes, and your house is going to smell amazing after that. While waiting on the zest to cook, we can work on our oranges. Start by taking off all the white flesh around the oranges, and then we're going to divide up all the fruit into small wedges. We're going to take the fruit apart slice by slice, and this is also known as supreming or supreming your fruit. Make sure to remove any excess fiber such as these, because we don't want those in there because they're going to give it a bitter flavor. With all the wedges separated out, it's time to cook your marmalade. You can chop it up at this point, but I prefer to keep things clean, so I just toss it into a giant pot just as it is. Combine the fresh fruit, the cooking liquid, and the rind all together and add in your sugar as well. If you're using piloncillo, you can just drop in the whole bar. That's just gonna melt on its own. We cook this jam for about 1 hour at the highest setting until it reaches 220 Fahrenheit, and that means the jam is set. And at that point, most of the water is going to evaporate, so it's gonna be a thick, syrupy mass. It's still gonna be delicious and perfectly spreadable. If you want to preserve this jam further, then take a look at my canning video. I'll post a link down in the description below. But if you're gonna eat it in less than a month, which, let's be honest, most of us will. I mean, for me, it won't last more than a week anyways. Then you don't need to worry about that. You can skip that step, put it in a plastic container. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. And if you did, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out. Also, go to MexicanCookingAcademy.com. Sign up for my newsletter. I'll let you know whenever I post new content. There's gonna be some free goodies coming up soon on that website. As always, you'll find this recipe down in the description. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down below. I get back to everybody. That's all I got for you today. Until next time, live long and prosper.